What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, and we haven't done one of these in a really long time, besides a video, actually just like a vlog in the car. So I figured I would go ahead and start up the car. It is a little warmer out today, so that way, if you've been following the channel, you know the heater core in the car has died. We have all the parts for it, it's just finding the time, but that is also included in the update. So right now, I haven't driven this car in probably like, actually driven the car in 3 weeks. It's been cold, so I don't want to really drive the car in the cold, the starter issue, and things like that. So we're going to go ahead and dive into that. This is basically just a little update video, and I figured I'd give you guys one instead of driving the 4Runner or the other 4Runner. Give it to you in the Mustang. So I'm not going to really try to speed in the neighborhood here, but just do a little, driving around. And if you guys make it through this video, I appreciate it. I see the channel subscribers on the channel has slowly started to climb, even though I just have been so busy. Every year like this, it just gets busy for me with working and stuff like that. Just trying to make sure, picking up extra hours and stuff at jobs while I'm home, not traveling. Just trying to make sure, don't spend money out of the savings, spend money out of the paychecks I get during holiday jobs like that and stuff, that you can pick up, and that way you're not touching your savings, and you can just spend that money that you kind of earn, buy something for yourself or whatever, and for others, of course, for the holiday season or Christmas. Anyways, so enough rambling, let's go ahead and dive into this video. Non-car related, as many of you do know, OGs, I guess, to the channel, I am in the Army Reserve, and I did get promoted this past weekend to E5, which is Sergeant in the Army, and there's a little, I guess, long backstory to that. Not so much a long one, but it was supposed to kind of take place in February, and as if you're in the military, stuff really takes a while to happen, and there's always something that you got to do that you didn't really have to do to come to find out, just with like qualifications or security stuff and all that. You got to have you got to be green and everything, and there was certain stuff that I was already green in, and but it happened. It finally happened. I got promoted with a bunch of other people that definitely deserve it, and so we're gonna end up on the highway real quick. Not driving this car for 3 weeks, it still drives fun. It's definitely a fun car to drive. So if you're thinking about doing a Coyote swap, or eventually when that 4.6 motor goes, I would recommend it. Can't really go that fast with all of these people in front of me, but hopefully you guys enjoy the sound. So yeah, as I was saying, a bunch of people deserved it, as myself included, got promoted. So Big Sarge, I guess that is the nickname that they apparently throw out there. So yeah, I can add that to my resume. be that the starter itself is getting hot, maybe next to the long tube headers for the Coyote, because these are the BBK long tube headers. That could be the issue, or it could just be a shit starter. So I went ahead and picked up the LMR high torque starter, which is probably made by PA Performance or something. I don't know who makes their in-house brand. So either way, we're going to replace the starter with the better starter on, because it's going to be better than any shit that you buy from like Advance or AutoZone. I believe it's like an AutoZone Duralast. I forgot which brand is whose. I think AutoZone is Duralast or whatever it is. Some of the other stuff that I've done with the car, as you can see, the back window looks like it's missing tent, because it is. I one day started pulling the tent off, and I'm probably going to pull the rest of it off. The quarter windows don't have tent because those have been replaced for the leak that was happening on both sides, and the only tent that remains is on the front and passenger side windows. I'll go ahead and peel this off, probably save me a little money. I don't know. I'm not really worried about that. I'm just trying to make it easy as possible. You ride that curve, just saw a minivan hop up on the curb, and just all things is just happening today. Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna finish peeling off the tent and making it easy as possible for whoever's going to do the tent, whoever I take it to, kind of just have the easiest job putting new tent on. And 2 nights ago, this week, I went and picked up the new sail panels for the rear. They're just silver. I went with the GT ones. A guy local to me, which worked out awesome because they're silver, so they wouldn't even really have to be repainted. They're in such great condition, honestly. But probably will once the whole car is repainted. Kind of just makes it easier for whoever's painted. The passenger side one is broken, the clips, and then I think the driver's side front sail, so I need the front sail still. Some of those clips are just, they get old, they crack, they break, whatever. So we have the rears, they're in mint condition, came with the bolts, awesome, 35 bucks. Met the guy like 5 minutes from me, which worked out perfect, and they're silver, so I can just go ahead and replace both sides so it doesn't look as bad as it does now. So that got the windows sealed finally after the past couple weeks, which was another kind of test to see was the 3M adhesive crap actually going to work, and it did this second go around. So finally, no leaking. The only leaking part I think I have, and it depends on, I guess, if it's like if you're at the car wash instead of the car being in the rain itself, is the passenger side window. I've already replaced both gaskets with brand new Ford ones, so I didn't cheap out on those. Those were replaced like a year ago. I've gone through taking the passenger side off, reinstalled it a couple times, and I think it's just the window sags. So maybe have that redone. We'll see. Maybe the people that I take it to that will tint the car can just maybe replace the window and the motor and all that with just something new. So now we're cycling back to the heater core. The reason I haven't taken it to a shop or anything right now, just let them go ahead and tackle it. It is a pricey job. It's like up to $1,000. I've been quoted $600 to $800, which is, I've worked at a shop before, so I know what goes into this. And the reason I haven't done it myself is the same kind of reason. Kind of the wiring and stuff like that, the pedal assembly for the Coyote swap and the ECU is all tied into like under the dash, and I don't want to shop or myself to just go in here and mess something up. And I have faith in a shop to be able to do it. Just any, like, say you take it to like your mom and pop shop or Firestone or whatever, and they get into it and they're like, we don't know what the hell this is, we don't know what this is, so they've already got the dash pulled off, or majority of the stuff pulled off. They call me, they say it's going to be another $400 or $500, just because of the issues they're running into. It's not like I'm going to pack up and go get the car, it's going to be one of those things. Well, I guess go ahead and get it done, So that's another reason that I haven't taken it to a shop. I kind of just want to find somebody that can just go ahead and do it. And I know there's going to be people, oh, why don't you just do it yourself? happens. So that's another thing. There's just a lot of stuff on my mind about the car. I've also contemplated whether I should just pull the powertrain out of the car, find an S550 and swap everything into that, maybe sell the motor, keep the T56, buy an S550, and have the MT82 eventually taken out and swap it with the T56. There's so many, well, not so many, but there's a few options I could go. And I ultimately don't want to get rid of the car, because what is the car worth if I did that, you know? If I sold the car, everything now, I'd get, you know, maybe 15 to 20K for it, you know, the way it sits. It's just the only bad thing about the car is just the paint and the few issues, and I have all the parts, and honestly, you know, if I was going to sell it and make more money, I would just pay somebody to do it and have all that stuff done, and then, you know, come out on top at least a couple more grand maybe, in my mind. I don't know, I could be thinking wrong, but it is what it is. And if I did that, what is the car worth if I pull the powertrain and just sell the car, and the car is more sentimental value, or holds more sentimental value than just selling it, you know? It's got great suspension, stuff like that. Could part it out, make a little more money that way, or just sell the car as a roller for somebody that wants a street car or a drag car. It's pretty much set up for both. What, 1,500, maybe $2,000 at max. So, you know, I'd like to rather, you know, I'd really like to keep the car the way it is, and then just buy an S550 later, and then have both. But I also have the option, if something were to happen, you know, I could buy an S550, have the MT82 taken out, you know, maybe built by Ben Calumet or something like that as an option, or just go with the T56 I have. So there's options that I'm not really losing out on money-wise, almost, unless I just go full force and buy, or full in and buy a S550, and that's where that happens. And then I'd basically, essentially, probably selling parts off this car if I didn't drive this, or whatever happens to it, to kind of fund, like, getting stuff for the S550. So I don't know. At the moment right now, I kind of just want to see what happens with fixing the dash and stuff, and keeping the car together, and then going in that route. So I think it's just a smarter option, but at the same time, you know, I contemplate a lot and think, well, what if, you know, what if this, what if that? So I don't know. I know this video is a little bit longer, but it's, like I said, it's basically like an update video, and I haven't made you guys like a real reasonable video in a while. And I know a lot more people are more in tune to the Mustang stuff rather than the 4Runner stuff. But if you're here for the 4Runner stuff, I appreciate you guys. I know it's not like something that everybody, oh, it's a 4Runner, you know. Nobody really wants to see an updated 4Runner, I guess. But I enjoy just making the videos on those. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. For update-wise, kind of just what's been going on from November to December. We did the import versus domestic, had fun with that. You know, Thanksgiving, Black Friday. I made a video last on the exhaust. Like I said, it's the hard part for that is just going to be finding a reasonable priced 0304 Cobra rear bumper, because everybody's selling it for like 12,000, like, or I mean not 12,000, that'd be ridiculous, like $1,200, and I bought mine for like $300. But you know, supply and demand, I know what happens, and you know, you might be lucky to find somebody that's like doesn't really give a shit, and they're like $600. I'm not trying to make a fortune off this, and then get lucky like that, like I have in the past. But I've looked at some of the videos for the MBRP exhaust, and I really like the sound of it. It almost sounds like an in-between of like a Borla Stinger and a Magnaflow Adult Series. I don't know what their exhaust is called, just the Magnaflow packs or whatever. So it's a kind of an in-between, and MBRP is kind of a hit or miss in the Coyotes, in my opinion. I don't like the race ones because they sound really like loud, like the Corsas, and just obnoxious to me. The Borla has done great